You awake?
Obviously, you're so noisy.
Thanks for everything, Andre.
You're welcome, Oreo.
The next morning, Andre shook me awake at 7 in the morning and said I had to leave with him as he was going to school.
I'll take you around the city after school, if you want. You can stay a little longer till you figure things out. You do have some plan, right?
Yeah, of course. I'll call my family for some money and I'll be gone before you know it. Thank you. Andre even let me borrow some clean clothes, and we walked together to his school. I'd promised I'd stay outside and wait for him, but only minutes after he'd left, I sneaked in too. As I walked down the hallway, I quickly hid behind a wall when I saw Andre by the lockers, with a pretty girl leaning against them. Hi, handsome. Are my assignments done?
You'll have them in a few days, Celine. I've been busy, and you still haven't paid me for the last ones.
I'll pay you for everything, Snookums. Don't you trust me?
Not really. How about you pay me for those first, and then you'll get the rest?
Don't push your luck, Andre. You're cute, but not that cute. If I don't have all the assignments by tomorrow, well, you know how difficult I can make things for you. And with that, she left. What a witch! And what was she holding over Andre? When I met him outside school later, he said that he couldn't take me around the city because he had a lot of work to do. I told him I was happy to help, and we headed off to the local library.
Oreo, you're a lifesaver. And you're really good at math.
Andre, these assignments aren't yours, are they? I sneaked in and saw you with that girl. Why are you putting up with her? She seems awful.
You got that right. But her dad frickin' owns the school, and she knows I'm on scholarship. She could make her dad take it away from me. At first, it didn't seem like a bad deal anyway because she'd pay me for the assignments. But now, sometimes she doesn't.
That's so unfair. Is it really that important for you to be at this school?
Yeah, it is. Being here will give me some great chances for college scholarships. I need to do this for my family, Oreo. But sometimes, I just want to run away from everything.
I know exactly how that feels. Suddenly, Andre leaned in a little closer, and for some reason, my heart skipped a beat. His eyes were such a lovely blue. He reached over and rubbed his thumb over my nose.
You got some ink. You look like a clown.
I dipped my fingers into the ink bottle when he wasn't looking and smudged them all over his cheek. He reached for the bottle as I ran, and soon the librarian threw us both out. The next day, I was hanging out on bleachers at school when he joined me during recess, looking bummed out. She didn't pay you for the assignments, did she?
No, she didn't.
How much does she owe you?
520 euros. Wait, where are you going?
To teach that girl a lesson?
Oreo, no. You'll just make things worse.
I promise. She won't think it has anything to do with you. Meet me outside. And before he could stop me, I put a handkerchief around my face and ran off inside the building. I spotted her walking by herself into the bathroom, and I stepped in after her and locked it. Hey, who are you? Your worst nightmare. Oh, the door right now, or I'll scream. I'll kick your butt real hard if you even try. I'm not kidding, and I showed my best karate moves. What do you want from me, psycho? How much money do you have in your wallet? I don't know, 600 euros? Okay, that's not a lot, but I'll take it. Oh, you wait till my daddy finds out. I grabbed her wallet, locked the bathroom from the outside, and sprinted like a maniac. Andre was waiting for me outside the school, and he almost fell down laughing when I told him.
Man, I wish I could have seen her face. You're crazy, Oreo. Good crazy. Now, I gotta keep my promise of showing you around.
And we had the best day ever. We cycled all over the city, ate ice cream till our tummies hurt, and then he took me to an amusement park. I have to go roller coaster. I've never been on one.
You're really missing out. Let's go.
But as the roller coaster began to go up the slope, I started freaking out. Oh my god. I can't do this, Andre.
Open your eyes, Oreo.
Nuh-uh, not happening.
You can't do this with your eyes closed. Just take my hand, okay?
I opened one eye and we were right at the top. I squeezed Andre's hand really tight.
Oh, and if you feel scared, just scream!
And boy, did I scream. All my fear suddenly left me. This was the most freeing experience I ever had in my life. As we got off the ride laughing, Andre walked over to a guy and bought some fluff on a stick. What's this?
Cotton candy. Never tried it?
No, never.
It's like a cloud of sugar. Just melts in your mouth.
My heart leapt to my throat. That's what the boy who'd sneaked into the palace had said all those years ago. Come to think of it, Andre did look like him. Could it be? But just then, I saw some royal guards burst in through the crowd. Oh my God! Don't ask any questions right now, okay? Just run! He dashed through the crowd and found a way out of a fence. I hopped onto Andre's bicycle and he pedaled away for dear life. He didn't stop till we were really far off, and then we both collapsed to the ground.
Is there something you want to tell me, Oreo?
Okay, you got me. I'm Princess Aurora, and I ran away from the palace. Andre, are you the boy who sneaked in once? Do you remember me?
Yeah, that was me. And of course I remember.
Oh God, I was so worried about what had happened to you and your mom. What did my dad do?
The king? Nothing. My mom had started getting sick back then, and after that day, she just told your parents that she decided to find an easier job because she had me to take care of too. They understood, and they got her another job.
And all this time, I thought Dad had done something horrible to them.
Why did you run away, Aurora? What was the plan?
There was no plan. I'm just so tired of all of it, Andre. My whole life, they just kept me away from this wonderful outside world. How could they?
You know why your parents are like that, right?
What? What do you mean?
I think you need to go back and talk to them.
Do I really have to go back?
Well, you are a princess, and that does come with some obligations.
Jeez, now you're starting to sound like them.
Aurora, listen to me. You are amazing. You're beautiful and brave and smart, and you have the world at your feet.
70,000 people are here, and Bob Dylan is the reason for it.
Inspired by the true story.
If anyone is gonna hold your attention on stage, it's kind of be a freak.
Are you a freak?
Hope so.
And starring Timothy Chalamet as Bob Dylan. He defied everyone.
Turn it down!
Play loud!
To change everything.
Make some noise, BD.
Timothy Chalamet, Edward Norton, Elle Fanning, Monica Barbaro. A complete unknown. Only in theaters Christmas Day. Rated R. Under 17 and admitted without parent.
Don't waste it all by being angry. Think of all the great things you could do for so many people.
Do you really think I could?
I know you can.
And suddenly, he put his hand under my chin and kissed me. It was the perfect first kiss. Later that night, I was in Andre's room while he was having dinner with his parents when suddenly his phone started buzzing non-stop. I peeked over at the screen and the word princess caught my attention, and the text I read left me shook. Stop messing with me, Andre. If you really have pictures of the princess, send them to me now. I looked through his phone with trembling hands to find photographs of me, sitting in the shed on my first night, stepping onto the roller coaster. More pictures around the city. What? Just then Andre walked in and his face turned white.
Listen, Aurora, it's not what you think it is.
Oh, and what do I think? That you're a creep who's been secretly taking pictures of me? Were you going to sell them to the press?
I do have a friend who works in a newspaper.
And you thought that you'd make big money by telling everyone I ran away. Oh, and even better, you'd be showing the real face of the weird masked princess. They must have offered you a lot of money for that. Will you just listen? No, I will not. Our loud voices had made Andre's dad come upstairs, and he looked shocked to see me.
Andre, who's your guest?
I'm the Royal Princess of Monaco, and I'd really appreciate it if you took me back to the palace now. And I left without another word to Andre. I couldn't even stand his face. I thought my parents would be raging mad when I got back home, but instead they just hugged me and burst into tears. Aurora, we were so worried about you. Don't you ever scare us like that again, love? I just have to know, Dad. Why did you keep me inside all my life?
Sweetheart, you have an evil aunt who kidnapped you when you were a baby. She wanted to get rid of you so that she'd be the next heir to the throne. Luckily, we found you, but she managed to escape. That's why we were always so paranoid. But we recently found out that she died, so the threat is gone. I'm sorry you were so miserable, Aurora, but I was only doing what I had to.
And my marriage? I don't want to get married right now. We just wanted you to meet the prince. We would never force you to marry someone. I'm so sorry that I've been so angry and difficult, but I wish you just explained all this to me. And I've seen some of the world now, and I know you can't trust everybody, but it's still a wonderful place, and I want to see more of it.
And you shall, my darling.
The guests were still at the palace, and they were informed I was feeling well now. A grand ball was arranged 2 days later, and when I entered the hall without my mask, people seemed to be stunned by my beauty. I was having a great time dancing when Mom called me aside and said that I had a visitor. I stepped out into the hall to find Andre? What are you doing here?
I just need you to hear me out, please. Yes, I took those pictures and I wanted to sell them to pay my mom's medical bills, but I just couldn't. I'm ashamed that I even planned to, and I'm sorry. I'm here to delete them in front of you. You will never see or hear of these pictures again.
Just as he was about to, I ran forward and stopped him. No, don't. I'd like to have them. They're some of my best memories. And thank you for everything you did for me. Your mom's bills will be taken care of.
No, that's not why I'm here.
I know that, Andre. I know. Now, would you care to have a dance with the princess? Most young men are dying to, but I can spare a few minutes for you.
Can I even say no?
Not really. It's a royal order.
Subway did what?
20% off any sub, any size. That's a even good deal.
Hi, I'm Zara, and this is my story. Please like and subscribe. I was born in a small town in Lebanon to parents who were literally God's angels. Both of them were doctors who worked with a charity organization and treated most patients for free. So obviously, we weren't rich, but we were happy. My parents' kindness rubbed off on me too, and even as a small kid, I couldn't see anyone miserable. But soon after I turned 14, my whole life changed. My parents had gone to Syria as part of a medical team, and a few days later, they were reported missing. As search teams still looked for them, I was sent to live with my aunt and cousin in Turkey. Aunt Rabia was extremely wealthy, and she lived in a huge mansion with her daughter Amel. Aunt welcomed me warmly and showed me around the house. There were beautiful decorative items in every corner. Oh wow, this vase is so pretty.
That Mel's choice. We bought it in Paris last year.
You've seen the Eiffel Tower? I've heard it's gorgeous. I suddenly stumbled backwards and knocked the vase off the table, and it shattered to pieces. Oh, I'm so sorry.
It's all right. I'll just call someone to clean up the mess, and we'll see the rest of the house later, okay?
Gosh, why was I so clumsy? At dinner, I tried to be extra careful not to drop anything, and Aunt noticed my nervousness.
Are you still thinking about those vases? Don't worry about it. But just in case Amel says something, don't take it too seriously, okay?
What do you mean?
Well, her heart's in the right place, but she just has, a different way of expressing her feelings. Just know that we're both very happy to have you here.
I wasn't quite sure what Aunt meant, and I was quite curious to meet this mysterious Amel now. Aunt had to leave when she had an important call during dinner, and as I cleared up the plates, a group of laughing girls barged in. One of them spotted me and said, "Hey, you, need something to drink for me and my friends?" This girl must be Amel. "Hi, I'm Zara, and I didn't ask for your name, did I? Just go get me a Coke and an iced tea and a coffee. You know where the kitchen is, right?" I nodded and returned soon with the girls' drinks, and no one even said thank you, which felt odd to me. Just then, one of Amel's friends accidentally knocked over her glass, spilling her drink on the table. Amel snapped her fingers at me, and I wiped up the mess and left. Later, as I was watching TV in the lounge, Amel walked in alone, and she suddenly looked livid. "I know you're new, but are you crazy? You're a maid here, not a guest." "Actually, I'm not the maid. I'm your cousin, Zara." Amel looked taken aback. "So why were you acting like a maid before?" "I wasn't. You just asked me for something, so I did it." "But why? Are you some kind of moron who just does everything she's told?" "No, but you're my cousin, and I didn't mind helping you out." She just stared at my face, then started laughing and walked off. One day, Aunt was telling me about how she'd started her skincare company alone, and now it was $1 million business. I was really impressed. I want to take my brand global, and I'm looking for someone to model the new range. But you're so gorgeous yourself, Aunt. You should be the face of your products. Jeez. Yeah, she's letting you stay in her home, but there's no need to be such a suck-up. No, I'm serious. Aunt is stunning, and you take after her, you know. As if. I guess Mom hasn't told you her little secret yet. And suddenly, she leapt forward and grabbed Aunt's hair. I thought she was gonna hurt her, but then Aunt Rabia's hair came off. It was a wig, and she was completely bald. Aunt looked really embarrassed, and I was shocked beyond words. But Amel just laughed and walked off singing, "Mom is a baldy, Mom is a baldy." Aunt quickly tried to put her wig back on, but I stopped her. Amel shouldn't have done that. But Aunt, you're stunning even without your wig. Oh, Zara, you don't have to say that. I lost all my hair due to alopecia a year ago, and I know I look like a freak. No, you don't. You look strong and beautiful, like a superhero straight out of a Marvel movie. It really suits you. You really think so? Absolutely. I started school soon, and I felt a little out of place, but I decided I'd just focus on my studies. One day, I was having lunch outside in the schoolyard when a football came flying out of nowhere and hit a young boy playing close to me, knocking him down. I immediately helped him to his feet, then took him to the bathroom and got him cleaned up. Are you feeling okay? Yeah, I'm fine. But wait, my iPod. I can't find it. It must have fallen down somewhere. Don't worry, I'll help you look. We both went back to look for it, but when I found it, it was completely smashed, like someone had stepped on it. The boy was about to burst into tears, and I quickly said, "Hey, don't cry. Okay, how about I give you mine?" Really? Is your mom gonna be okay with that? Yeah, I'm pretty sure my mom won't mind. There, it's all yours. Thank you so much. You're awesome. Suddenly, someone behind me spoke.
Wow, awesome indeed.
I turned around to see a tall, handsome boy holding a football.
I'm sorry, that was my football that hit him. Kicked it a little too hard.
I think you should be saying sorry to him, not me. But the little boy was already skipping away with my iPod.
I guess I owe you an iPod. Why'd you give yours away anyway?
Because it's just an iPod, and look how happy he is. He was about to say something when suddenly Amel appeared and threw her arms around his neck. There you are, babe. I see you've already met my cousin. And Zara, this is my fiancé, Murat.
Oh, you two are cousins?
Yes. Remember I told you about the orphan cousin from Libya that we took in? You know how big-hearted Mom is. It's Lebanon, and I'm not an orphan. My parents will be back soon. But yes, my aunt is generous and amazing. And with that, I walked away. A few days later, Aunt was hosting a dinner for Murat and his parents. Things seemed to be going smoothly. But when the soufflés were served, they had sunk in. And no one wants to talk about depressing stuff. I felt angry tears in my eyes, and I quickly excused myself and went out to the garden. I found the poor cook crying outside and consoled her as best as I could. As she walked away, I turned to find Murat behind me.
Your cook seemed really upset. Maybe Amel was a bit harsh. But I guess you have to deal with servants a certain way.
A certain way? The only way to deal with anyone is with respect.
Yes, but she made a mistake, and Amel had to tell her.
Not in front of everyone, and not like that. And the cook is only human. Her son is really unwell, and she's worried. And even then, she prepared a whole feast for us.
Do you know everything about all the servants?
I do talk to them. Don't you?
Sure, to give instructions, but nothing about their personal lives.
They live in your house and serve you every day. And you don't care to know anything about them?
Wait, are you saying I'm arrogant?
Well, yes. Yes, I am. I started walking away, but suddenly, he gently grabbed my wrist.
Amel shouldn't have said that about your parents. I'm sorry, and I'm sure they'll be found soon.
Me too. And thank you. And then I left. The next evening, when I went to the kitchen, the cook seemed to be in a really good mood, and she told me that Murat had offered to pay for her son's treatment. I guess he wasn't so bad after all. A few weeks later, I was walking out of a cafe in town when I walked straight into someone. A small velvet box fell at my feet, and we both quickly bent down to pick it up, and ended up bumping our heads really hard. Then we both burst out laughing and sat down on a bench.
I just picked for Amel. You know, we have our engagement party 2 weeks. What do you think?
He opened the box to yield and I'm sure she'll it.
But I asked what you think.
It's lovely. I'm the wrong person about diamonds.
Well, what kind of ring would you want if you were getting married?
I've never thought about it, and I haven't thought about marriage either. But if ever happens, I'm as happy as my parents. They never had anything fancy, so all that stuff matters. Murat looked at me with a strange expression, and for some reason, it made my heart flutter.
You're nothing like cousin Zara. In fact, you're unlike any girl I know.
Just then, a few raindrops fell on us, and Murat said he'd drive me home. Nope, I'm walking. It'll be fun.
But you bet.
Exactly. When was the last time you walked in the rain, Murat?
Never.
It's just that. It won't kill you, I promise. I started walking, and he joined me. And then it started hard, and he took off his jacket and put it over my head as we ran for cover, laughing like kids. When it slowed down a bit, Murat walked me home, and I asked him if he'd like to come in and see Amel.
No. I should be heading home. But thank you, Zara. I have after such ages. You're someone else.
He smiled, and my heart rang again. I went in, trying to push away that stupid feeling. As I walked my room, someone pushed me hard. It was Amel. What were you doing with Murat, you witch? Hey, can you calm down? We just bumped into each other and he walked me home. Oh, wait a second. Is that Murat's jacket you're wearing? Suddenly, I realized that he draped it around my shoulders and I'd forgotten to return it. Look, it started raining and he was just being nice. Listen to me loud and clear, Zara. He's my fiancé and I don't want you hanging out with him. I didn't plan it, Mel. I'll just stay away from him. You don't need to feel so insecure. Suddenly she pounced at me and snatched the jacket away. Why would you make me feel insecure? You're just a poor orphan living on our charity. Someone like him would never even think about someone like you. And neither would I. But if you call me a poor orphan one more time, Amel, I might just punch your face. And with that, I pushed her out of my room and slammed the door shut. I was getting sick of her. After that, I completely avoided Murat in school or any time he visited Amel at home. He was her fiancé, and it was best for me to stay away from him. The engagement party was being hosted by Aunt, and the whole house was buzzing with excitement. But just as they were about to exchange rings, Murat suddenly stopped and looked up at her.
Amel, I can't do this. I can't get engaged to you.
What? What do you mean?
I'm really sorry. I tried. But I just can't convince myself to go through with this. It isn't fair to us both.
What are you talking about, Murat?
I'm in love with someone else, and it's not you. I'm sorry.
Left the room, and everyone just stood there, speechless with shock. Amel burst into tears and ran off to her room. What had just happened? Aunt Rabia looked really upset. An hour later, when I went up to my room, I was shocked to see that the whole place was trashed, and Amel was standing in a corner, holding Dad's watch. Amel, have you lost your mind? And what are you doing with my watch? I was waiting for you to come so I could show you. And with that, she put my watch on a table and smashed it with a hammer. Oh my God, no! What did you do? That was my dad's. How could you? Well, I don't think he's coming back for it. And suddenly, I snapped. I leapt forward and grabbed her hair, and we broke into a huge fight. Moments later, Aunt walked in and pulled us apart. What's gotten into you two? She stole my fiancé. She's a snake, Mom. I don't know what you're talking about, you psycho. Aunt took Amel away, and I climbed into my bed and cried for what seemed like hours. The next day, Aunt came into my room with a really serious face.
Zara, I'm sending you away to live with my cousin in another city, and you'll be attending school there. I'll pay for everything, of course.
I stared at her face, feeling a bit heartbroken. I loved my aunt, and I didn't want to be away from her. I wish you would believe me that this isn't my fault, Aunt Rabia.
I do believe you, but I have to take care of my daughter, and I don't think it's a good idea for you two to be around each other. I hope you'll understand.
I left to stay with Aunt's cousin the next day. I missed her a lot, but cousin was kind too, and I soon settled into my new school and tried to forget about my life before. But I never gave up hope that my parents would be found one day. I worked hard for a scholarship and got into a good university. One day, as I was walking out of university, A gust of wind suddenly blew some papers out of my hand, and as I ran after them, I tripped and was about to fall face forward when someone caught me.
I got you. And your papers, too.
I looked up in complete shock. It was Marat. What are you doing here?
Obviously looking for you.
But why, Marat? You don't know how difficult you made things for me.
I know, and I'm really sorry. When I found out you left, I knew there was no use coming after you, because you'd never make your aunt or Amel unhappy. And I went away myself, trying to forget you, but I just couldn't. You somehow changed me, Zara. I don't want to just settle for something ordinary anymore. I want to be with someone who makes me happy, who makes me better. I'm in love with you. Maybe since the first time I met you.
It was the sweetest thing I'd ever heard, and my eyes welled up. I never really stopped thinking about you either, Marat. But I don't think we can be together. My aunt would be convinced that I broke you and Amel up, and she'd hate me.
That's another reason why I'm here. Your aunt's been sick for a while, and I think she'd see you. There's something she wants to tell you.
I immediately dropped everything and went to see Aunt Rabia. And I was shocked to find her so weak. Why didn't you tell me you were sick, Aunt? Who's been taking care of you? Where's Amel?
Amel got married to a rich, older guy some months ago, and she left. She hasn't visited me since.
Well, I'm here now. Aunt tearfully took my hands.
My darling Zara, sorry that I've set you away from me. I was angry then, but I don't blame God for falling for you. You're the best person I know. You have my blessing to be with him. You deserve every bit of happiness.
I hugged Aunt tight, and then she said something that shook my world.
There's something else, but I had to be absolutely sure before I could tell you. I got a call from an agency in Syria that had been trying to reach you. Zara, your parents have been found. I spoke to them myself, and they're flying in tomorrow.
I just couldn't stop the tears from flowing. It sounded unbelievable, but I'd never, ever lost hope. I left Aunt to rest and found Marat waiting outside. You knew about my parents?
I did, but I had to let your aunt be the one to tell you.
I can't wait to see them again and introduce them to you.
So happy for you, Zara. It looks like it's gonna rain. Let's go for a walk, shall we?
I'd really love that.
We talking about cash back. We talking about cash backing.
Twix is like Cookie in disguise.
Imagine one of our gang was in disguise.
Delicious.
I'm hearing a second beat. Congratulations, you guys. You're having twins. But we ordered twins. We can barely afford one kid.
Are you sure there isn't a mistake, Doc? Can you check again?
Of course. Wait. Oh my God. This is unbelievable. I'm hearing a third heartbeat. Joking, guys. It's only you're definitely have one.
Oh my God, you moron. Can you stop playing video games and help me look for Michelle's medicine? Mommy, you need the cough syrup, right? It says you need to give her 2 spoonfuls.
How are you doing that?
Doing what?
Reading. How do you know what's written on the bottle?
Oh, when you leave us with the neighbor, she reads to us. I learned it from her.
Wow, that's amazing. Can Michelle read too?
No, she's a dummy, Mom. I don't know how we're identical twins.
Would you listen to this, moron? Our Alexis is a genius.
My awful older sister is in town, and she's coming over for dinner. Come on, everybody, help me clean up. We have to look our best. I don't want her to think she's better than me.
Honey, of course she's gonna think that. She's a beautiful, gorgeous, successful actress who lives in Hollywood. What do you have?
A husband and 2 kids? This small, ugly house? Oh my God, I'm such a loser. Let's buy the girls nice dresses. I don't want her to feel sorry for us.
Let her feel sorry for us. Maybe she'll give us some money.
Oh, hello. You must be Alice. And where's your brother Michael? I'm Alexis, and my sister is Michelle. I read your latest movie review, and I'm sorry it was such a failure.
She doesn't mean that. She's just a cute little smarty pants.
Wow, you're so pretty, Auntie. I hope I look like you in 50 years. She doesn't mean that. She's just really bad with numbers. You know what? After seeing your girls, I've decided I want one. Want one what? One of your girls. I want to adopt one. Do you really mean that? Of course you can have one.
Well, which one? This one's a genius, but this one's good too. She's really charming and...
No. I don't want one right now. I'm too busy with my career. I'll take one when they're all grown up. So, let's say 10 years. I'll decide which one is more worthy. Then I can fund her education, launch her career in Hollywood, whatever she wants. Alexis, you want to go to college one day, right? Well, we don't have the money. You'll impress your aunt, and I'm certain she'll pick you, darling.
You don't want to study and still become rich and famous, right?
You gotta get your aunt to pick you. She'll make you a model, actress, anything you want. You got this, honey.
Listen, you gotta help me up the tree. Come on, give me a leg up, please. Hey, you. Have you seen a geeky-looking boy in a hoodie run by here?
What do you think I'm doing? Sitting and staring at stupid boys running around?
Ah, that nerd boy is gonna have hell to pay when we catch him. Thanks, I really owe you one. I think I've seen you around school.
Who are those guys, and what did you do to them?
They're my brothers. I fed them some cat poop cookies. They thought they were chocolate chips.
Whoa.
What are you always scribbling away in that journal that's such a secret?
Okay, I'll tell you. Promise you won't laugh?
Promise.
I want to write scripts for Hollywood movies one day. I want to get out of this town and move to LA and watch my stories come to life on the big screen. Does that sound dumb?
No, not at all. And hey, I've got tons of great ideas. How about a superhero cat that saves the world from a zombie invasion? So cute.
Don't.
Get any Ford Moto G 5G and unlimited wireless for $100 at your local Boost retailer.
Joke about that. Zombies are real. And they're among us.
Don't worry, Michelle. You're totally safe. Zombies only eat human brains.
Oh, so funny. Why don't you two get a broom?
What?
Get a broom, stupid.
Huh?
What would we do with a broom?
How would I know? That's what I heard Mom yelling at a couple in the park the other day.
Do you mean get a room?
That makes no sense. What would you do with a room? Everyone says you're smart, Alexis, but I don't see it. You're dumb and ugly. We look exactly the same. OMG! That's the meanest thing you've ever said to me. I need a mirror to tell me you're lying.
Is she always like this? And how do you get to be so smart?
I think I was a zombie in the womb, and I ate her brain.
Wait, does she think we're more than friends, like a couple?
Who cares what she thinks? She's stupid. Keep walking, loser. It's a modeling competition. You have to be hot for that.
Oh, like that's hard?
Yeah, it's hard. If it was easy, everyone would be hot.
Maybe some of us just don't care.
Maybe some of you are just ugly.
You know what? I'm tired of you calling me that, and I'm gonna sign up for this stupid thing, and I'll prove I'm just as good as you.
Oh yeah? Prove it.
That's what I just said. I'll prove it.
I said it first. God, why are you such a copycat? See you on the ramp, witch. What am I even doing? Why did I sign up for this? Josh, can you stop laughing?
Sorry. You look great. Just try not to walk like a 2-year-old baby, and whatever you do, don't fall off the ramp.
OMG, Michelle, you're such a sore loser. I won fair and square. What square? And you just want to show Aunt you're better than me at everything? So you get to go to LA, right? I should go, because I am better at everything. Oh, I'll show you what you're not. I'll show you ASAP as possible.
Hey, you know this lame dance for lame people? I was thinking we could maybe go together and make fun of everyone. Oh. I didn't know you were looking for a date.
Not a date, dummy.
Just as friends. Yeah, I'm sorry, but I do have a date for the dance.
Oh, really? Who's the unlucky girl? That would be me. And I'm very lucky to be with this cutie. Seriously? You're going out with my sister?
I didn't think you'd have a problem with it.
I have a problem understanding why you'd want to go with her. You know her.
Yeah, sure, she's a little silly sometimes, but she's kind of charming. Also, she's really hot.
Really? You've never thought that about me?
Yeah, you're my friend. I don't see it that way. And she's different. It's her attitude and style.
And lack of intelligence.